Okay, welcome back to the Hershey Magic online course. This is lesson number 6, and what we're going to go over today are two basic moves that I'm going to try and go into in as much detail as possible. The first one that I want to go into allows you to reverse a card on the bottom of the deck undercover while you're being watched. Undercover is what I mean by when people are watching you. If you remember when we learned the world's fastest card trick in one of the earlier lessons, I told you could just keep a card reversed in the box, and when you put the cards away, when you take them back out, you take them back out with the card on the bottom. I'm going to teach you a way to go into this trick maybe in the middle of doing 2 or 3 different things so you don't have to put the cards away. That move is called a half pass. The way that is done, again, is with taking the top card or the bottom card here, and we're going to reverse it on the bottom of the pack like that. The way this is done undercover is get a pinky break under the bottom card like this. You can just pull it down with your pinky. So now you've got the break, and then with the eyes and whatnot and all the focus not necessarily being on you, but with the cards being all the backs face up, what you do is you're going to use the pinky to pull the card down about halfway, making like a T shape underneath. Now, it's very difficult to see from this angle, which is about the angle that people will be watching from. So you're going to pull it down to about a T, and then use the deck to push the card the rest of the way around, so that the card ends up reversed on the bottom of the pack, and that way you can go right into doing the world's fastest card trick or any other effect that requires a card to be reversed. Maybe you want to have somebody select a card, and you want their card that they've selected to end up reversed in the pack without doing all of the moves from the world's fastest card trick, like that. So a half pass again, which we'll go over real quick. Get a pinky break by simply pulling down on the corner, on the right hand corner with your pinky. Pull down about half the card about halfway so it makes like a T shape, and then use the deck to push down to flip the card the rest of the way over, like that. Now, when done at speed, usually you'll be standing for this, when done at speed, it can be done very quickly, very slowly, and just about invisibly. And again, remember, if you're doing a card effect with a reversed card in the deck, use a deck that has a white border so that the front and the back with the white borders match so you can't see it when the cards are slightly beveled. Because again, if you look at this deck here like this, you can see all the little purple lines. You turn the deck over and they pretty much virtually disappear, and that kind of ruins the trick. So that's the half pass, just like that. Pinky pull down, halfway, use the deck to turn it the rest of the way over and keep it squared on the bottom of the pack. Alright, so use that. That's a good sleight. I hope you use it. It'll definitely increase your sleight of hand skills. And now we're going to learn my favorite sleight of all sleights, the classic pass. And the classic pass is basically a method for switching 2 halves of a deck of cards undercover, under fire, so that you can control cards that you want to control to the top or bottom of the deck, or anywhere that you want them, really. So how is this done? Well, first we need a selected card that we can use for an example. We'll use the 3 of clubs, okay? The 3 of clubs, as you can see, is in the center of the pack, and we're going to control that card back to the top using the classic pass. Now, a classic pass is done on the offbeat, and if you don't know what an offbeat is the moment where people aren't focusing in on your magic and aren't paying extra special attention to you. This is a moment when maybe you're talking, chit-chatting with them about something you're going to do or part of the trick, or maybe just, making a joke. It's called the offbeat. It's a good moment for misdirection. Remember that word. What you're going to do is, when they've taken their card, you're going to put it into the center of the pack, and again, you're going to keep a pinky break. Although our typical pinky break, like we discussed, is a very small little break. For a classic pass, it's huge. You get your pinky finger really into the pack right there, and you're really separating those 2 halves of the deck. Now, the right hand comes over the pack, and with the thumb in the back and the middle and ring fingers in the front, it's going to grip the bottom half of the deck, like this. It's not going to contact the top half of the deck at all. It's going to contact the bottom half of the deck, here. While the right hand is doing that, the left hand is going to pinch down on the top half of the deck, between the ring finger and the pinky finger and the middle finger, like this. It's going to pinch down really, really tight. So that in combination you have the top half being held by the left hand with the pinky ring and middle here, and the bottom half being held by the middle ring and thumb of the back of the bottom, like this. So that's actually what's happening here. And what you're going to do is, with your hand covering the pack, the top half is going to get pulled down by these fingers, like this, as the bottom hand levers the bottom half of the deck, as the right hand levers the bottom half of the deck upwards, like this, so that the two halves switch places. When done very, very slowly and as exposed as possible, you see this come down, this comes up, the two are switched, and you square. And that's the movement of the classic pass. That is what the hands are doing. Now, it's not visible when done correctly, and it doesn't have to be done quickly, but it does have to be done, again, on the offbeat. When done, it takes just a fraction of a second, and the pass is completed, and the cards have been controlled to the way we want to control them. So, again, the card that we're going to control goes to the middle. Deep, deep pinky break, keeping pressure on top with these two fingers of the left hand, middle and ring, and the pinky on the bottom. Right hand grabs the deck in the middle on the back with the thumb, and about closer to the left hand side in the front with the ring and middle fingers here. The pinky provides cover, as well as the pointer provides cover, or the index finger provides cover in the front, and the top half gets pulled down with these fingers as the bottom half gets levered up to clear that packet. So the two halves are switched there, like that. So one more time at speed, the pass, card is selected from the center of the pack, put back in, and controlled to the top. Now, if you noticed, at the end of the pass, when I do it, there's a little bit of a riffle. I riffle the back of the cards. When you do that, once the two halves switch, I just pull up on the back half a little bit and riffle the top half as the two halves are coming back together, like that. And that is just adding a riffle to the classic pass, making it a riffle pass. It provides nice cover because it just looks like you're riffling the cards, and the move is done in the process of riffling the cards. So I'll do that one more time. Same moves as everything else. Left hand on the bottom half, right hand on the top half. Two halves are switched. Top half is riffled once it clears the bottom half, like that. And that is the classic pass. Do it one last time. At speed. The classic pass with a riffle. So the classic and the riffle pass. Now what can you do with the classic and the riffle pass? Well, I'm gonna show you a trick that I came up with. It is used with a completely shuffled deck, so the cards can be as mixed up as they want. And what's interesting about a shuffled deck is when they're in the hands of a magician, such as yourself, no matter how mixed up the cards get, they're still in an order that the magician can use. Now, I know that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, so I'll explain. I would have you choose 3 cards. You can choose any 3 cards out of this pack that you want. So let's say you chose this one, and this one here. Okay? And let's see what you got. You've got the 3 of diamonds, the 10 of hearts, and the 10 of spades. Now, we're going to allow these cards to represent very specific cards from our deck. We're going to let one represent the top card, one will represent the card from the bottom, and we'll let one represent a card from the center of the pack. Okay? And the way they do that, if you were here, is I would hand you a marker, which I have right here, and I would ask you to go ahead and choose which card here you'd like to be the top card. So let's say you chose the 10 of hearts to be the top card. write the word top on the card just like that. Okay. Subsequently, you would also choose the middle card and the bottom card. Let's say you chose the 3 of diamonds to be the middle card. Right middle. Right on that there. And then, of course, that would leave us with the 10 of spades being the bottom card. Okay. So let me show you what I mean. Now, if we were only using these 3 cards, the correct order that these cards would go in would be the top card, followed by the middle card, followed by the bottom card. Then they would be in order, top, middle, and bottom. And what I'm going to show you is that even from a shuffled deck, these cards will always be in an order that I want them to be in. So if I were to take the pack, and I were to put the top card into the pack first, followed by the middle card, and then followed by the followed by the bottom card, then followed by the middle card. Now the cards are not in order. We've got the top card on the bottom card in the middle, and the middle card is on top. And we're going to put them all into the center of the packet here, just like that. Now if I take the magic marker and just give a little wave, once again what happens is the top card jumps to the top of the deck, like that. The bottom card jumps down here to the bottom of the deck, just like that. And the middle card, which is only a little bit harder to get to, I'll see if I can get it out of the middle here, comes right out of the center of the pack. There's the middle card. So that is top, bottom, and middle. And I'm going to teach you how to do that trick too. Okay, so the cards are shuffled. It doesn't matter what order they're in. And any 3 cards are selected. So we'll just use these 3 again because we've already signed them. The key to this trick is, of course, a classic pass and putting the cards back into the deck in a specific order. You spread the deck. When you get to this point, you've explained that the cards can be shuffled no matter how many times. They're always in an order you can use. Have them choose the top card, the bottom card, and the middle card. And once they've done that, spread the cards into the center. Take the top card, and the top card goes in first. Then take the bottom card and put that on top of the top card. And then take the middle card and put that on top of the bottom card, which leaves you with the 3 cards in the center of the deck from the right hand to the left, middle, bottom, top. Now after you display those, you're going to separate at the top card and the bottom card. That's where your break is going to be when you close the deck up. You're going to keep the top card on the bottom half and these 2 cards in the top half of the deck. You do a pass, classic pass the 2, so that the orders are switched. That brings the top card back to the top of the deck. I'll do this for you exposed so you can see that. Put the top card in first, followed by the bottom, followed by the middle, just like that. Close the deck, top card on the bottom. When you do the pass, it brings the top card to the top, and it brings the bottom card and the middle card both to the bottom. So I show the top card first, I take that off, I turn the deck over, and of course the cards will normally be like this, flipped over this way. I turn the deck over to show the bottom card is on the bottom of the deck. Now that leaves me with 1 more card on the bottom of the deck, the middle card. But I want to show that that's coming out of the center of the pack. So the way I did that in the trick that I just did was I did a variation of the magician Daryl's hot shot cut, where the 2 halves are separated and it looks like the card's coming out of the center. I'll teach that move in the next lesson. The way to accomplish that without using that move is to take the cards, top, middle, bottom, middle, like that, do the pass, show the top card, show the bottom card, and then swing cut the top half into this hand, and instead of dropping this on top, get the middle finger in the way there and just slide this half, and that slides the bottom card out, and it looks like it's coming out of the center of the pack. I'll do that for you again. Once you've shown these 2 cards, you still have the middle card on the bottom. You cut the deck, and then instead of closing the deck, you just slide the portion of the deck that is in your right hand over the middle finger, and that creates enough tension to have 1 card slide out from the center of the pack, like that. And there's the middle card. So if I do the trick, if I do the expose on that in speed, we have the top card, followed by the bottom card, followed by the middle card. Show them in the incorrect order, like that. Top card is now on top, bottom card is now on the bottom, and the middle card comes right out of the center of the pack. And that's top, bottom, middle. Again, I will teach the variation of the hot shot cut on the next lesson. So take that, enjoy it, practice that move as often as possible, enjoy the trick, don't forget the half pass, and remember, don't practice till you get it right, practice until you can't get it wrong. I'm Jack Trades with Hershey Magic, and we'll see you at the next lesson.